Today, we're going to dive into the subject of improving reading instruction in classrooms. Reading is the cornerstone of education. It is vital that we provide our learners with the best tools and strategies to become skilled and confident readers. Welcome to episode 160 of the Teacher Rockstar Podcast, a place where tips and strategies critical to the new teacher are discussed. We share the latest educational research and best practices so that new teachers can be better equipped for a successful classroom experience. I'm your host, Steve Hiles. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing enhancing reading instruction in the classroom. But before we get into today's topic, I want to ask you something. Are you a new teacher navigating the complexities of classroom management? Are you wondering how to create a positive learning environment for your students? Or perhaps you're feeling overwhelmed with lesson planning, grading, and administrative tasks. Well, if so, I have the perfect solution for you, the Teacher Rockstar Academy course. If you want to supercharge your teaching, visit www.teacherclassroomresources.com/TRA. I'll provide the link in the podcast description for you. Also, if you'd like a free copy of my classroom management plan, I'll post that link as well in the podcast description. I think you're going to find that very, very helpful. All right, I have some important news for you. First and foremost, if you enjoy our podcast and want to stay connected with us, there are now even more ways to do so. You can find us on several popular podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Chrome, iHeartRadio, and a host of other platforms. But that's not all. We know many of you enjoy more than just the audio experience. For additional videos, behind-the-scenes content, and to connect with me and the rest of our community, make sure to follow us on YouTube. You can find us by simply typing @TeacherRockstar in the search bar. Hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. Remember, we also love hearing from you. Your feedback, questions, and comments are invaluable to us, and we're committed to bringing you the best content possible. So don't hesitate to reach out through your preferred platform, whether it's leaving a review, sending us a message, or just simply connecting with us on YouTube. All right, let's get started. I want to begin by discussing the fundamentals of reading. Why is it so important to enhance reading instruction in the classroom? Well, this may seem rather obvious to the casual observer, but there's more to it than one might think. Reading is a skill that forms the basis for all learning. All right? It's not just about deciphering words. It's about nurturing a love for reading, comprehension, and critical thinking. Effective reading instruction in classrooms lays the foundation for a lifetime of learning. Now that we understand its significance, where should educators begin when it comes to improving reading instruction? Well, it all starts with establishing a foundation in phonics. Phonics instruction helps students grasp the connection between letters and sounds, which is essential for reading. A methodical and explicit approach to phonics coupled with practice is crucial. Now, my friend, I want to be very clear about something. Phonics instruction is but one aspect of an effective reading program. Okay? It's not the be-all, end-all. I want to be very clear about that. There are other factors that come into play here. Let's discuss some strategies for phonics instruction in the classrooms. One effective strategy involves incorporating phonics games and activities into the curriculum. Games like word sorts, phonics bingo, or rhyming games can make learning enjoyable and engaging while reinforcing concepts. Here are some strategies teachers can use to improve phonics teaching. Teachers should make sure students have plenty of opportunities for both guided and independent practice. Reading out loud to students and having them read aloud can help improve their fluency and understanding. Additionally, incorporating resources and technology can be very helpful for reinforcing phonics skills. All right, now that we discussed the importance of phonics teaching, what should be the first step in enhancing reading instruction? Well, another important aspect is developing vocabulary. Very, very critical here. A strong vocabulary is crucial for comprehension and fluency. Teachers can enrich instruction by exposing students to texts, encouraging them to explore new words, and engaging in discussions that provide meaningful context. How can teachers ensure that their vocabulary instruction is effective? One effective strategy is using mapping. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's a strategy whereby students create representations to show relationships between words. This helps deepen their understanding of word meanings. Furthermore, teachers can integrate vocabulary instruction across all subjects so that it seamlessly aligns with the curriculum. Very powerful here. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about comprehension for a minute. How can teachers enhance reading comprehension in classrooms? Reading comprehension is also a skill that needs to be taught. Teachers should concentrate on techniques like asking questions, summarizing, making connections, and predicting outcomes. Encouraging students to think about what they're reading and giving them opportunities for discussion and reflection are aspects of effective comprehension instruction. Now, you might ask, how can teachers inspire their students to develop a passion for reading? Well, creating a reading environment is the first step in fostering a love for reading. Teachers can achieve this by stocking the classroom with a variety of books and allowing students to choose what they want to read. In other words, giving your students voice and choice. Celebrating reading accomplishments, organizing book clubs, and even inviting authors to speak can also ignite a love for reading. Now, a word on reading fluency. Reading fluency refers to the ability to read a text accurately, smoothly, and with expression. So you might wonder, how can teachers enhance reading fluency in their classrooms? A proven method for enhancing fluency is through repeated readings. Students can choose a passage or book that matches their skill level and practice reading it through several times. This builds confidence over time while improving accuracy and speed. What methods can teachers employ, you might wonder? Well, one alternative is to integrate reader's theater into the classroom. I've done this for years in my classroom, and it really pays off in big dividends. Children love reader's theater. Okay, reader's theater entails students reading from scripts, all right, as if they're acting in a play. This strategy does a lot to enhance fluency. It also encourages expression and engagement with the text. The strategies mentioned are excellent for developing fluency. Now let's dive into the significance of comprehension. How can teachers boost reading comprehension in the classroom? Well, earlier I alluded to a few, but at any rate, comprehension revolves around comprehending and deriving meaning from the text. To enhance comprehension, teachers should prioritize the utilization of comprehension strategies. These strategies encompass making predictions, asking questions, summarizing, and visualizing while one is reading. Let's take the prediction strategy as an example. Prior to reading a passage, students can examine the title, pictures, or headings to make educated guesses about what they think is going to happen in the text. Then, as they proceed with their reading, they can obviously adjust their predictions based on the content. Okay? Now, teachers can also encourage comprehension through annotation. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, encouraging your students to underline information by writing down questions. Making annotations in the margins helps them actively engage with the text at a deeper level. Furthermore, engaging in class discussions and participating in book talks, which I find is very, very helpful, provides opportunities for students to share their thoughts and gain perspectives. Now, these strategies work wonders for improving comprehension. Now, let's take a look at another aspect. How can teachers ignite that fervor for reading? Okay, cultivating a love for reading starts by fostering a reading culture within the classroom. Teachers can begin by dedicating time for independent reading and allow students to select books that captivate their interest. Okay? The key here is letting children choose their own books. Equally essential is maintaining a well-stocked and diversified classroom library featuring an array of genres. Now, I want to discuss approaches that teachers can adopt to nurture a love for reading. Organizing reading challenges, forming book clubs, or literature circles can transform the act of reading into a social and pleasurable experience. Additionally, invigorating student enthusiasm is possible through inviting authors in person as guest speakers. Witnessing firsthand the excitement and passion radiating from authors often serves as inspiration for students, igniting their love for both reading and writing. Well, there you have it, my friend. We have come to the end of today's episode. I want to thank you for listening to the Teacher Rockstar Podcast. I'm your host, Steve Hiles, and I hope you certainly got a golden nugget or two regarding enhancing reading instruction in the classroom. When you get a moment, visit my website and subscribe to my newsletter for the latest educational research and best practices. And while you're there, grab yourself a free resource. Go to www.teacherclassroomresources.com. Don't forget to subscribe to us at the Teacher Rockstar Podcast. And if you'd like to support us, please feel free to share our podcast with others. Post about it on social media and leave a rating and review. That would be greatly appreciated as always. Thanks again, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. And remember, my friend, you got this.
The Teacher Rockstar Podcast with your host, Steve Hiles. We hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we have. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of Teacher Rockstars. Until then, thanks for listening.